start a business is you want to determine what your structure is going to be. Are you going to be a sole proprietor? Are you going to be an LLC? Are you going to be a C corporation? Are you going to be an S corporation? And that's actually a very important decision because a lot of financing alternatives are predicated on the kind of underlying structure that you have. For instance, if you're a sole proprietor, you're taking on all of the risk of that business personally, and it also will limit the kind of financing that you're going to be able to get. People won't loan that money to you personally, they'll only loan it to a business. So that's like step one. The next thing you want to do is you want to put together a business plan, and this business plan does not have to be a 40-page deck with all of this BS in it. The business plan has to be very realistic. It has to be incredibly well thought out. I would encourage all of you to actually use resources that are at your disposal through organizations like Dog Tag, 100 Entrepreneurs, friends and family that you may know that have expertise. But you want to include these elements within your business plan. You want an executive summary that's basically just a one-page, here's my business, this is why it's going to work, this is you know, my goal, and this is my market. And then within that, you want to do a market analysis and a competitive analysis. You know, how big is the market? What's the size of the market? Is this a $100 million market or a $5 billion market? And who are the big players within that market? What's your competitive edge? What's your niche? Why are you going to succeed when other people have failed? So that actually has to be part of that business plan as well. And then you want to include your marketing strategy. Are you going to use social media? How are you going to use social media? Are you going to do Google ads? You know, how are you going to get the word out? What kind, are you going to do advertising? You have to have some sort of marketing strategy, and that should be included there as well. And then, of course, very warm to my heart are your financials. It's really important that you have a realistic financial plan baked into your business plan. And that means, it may mean showing that you're going to lose money for the first 12, 18, 24 months. If that's the case, then so be it. You have to be incredibly realistic about the way you're going to generate revenue, how you're going to generate revenue, and most importantly, including all of the costs. What I find when people put together the financials is that they don't include all of the little expenses that it takes to get a business started. They look at the big things. You know, I got to rent space, I got to pay an employee, but they forget about some of the little things. You know, I have web maintenance fees, I have accounting fees, I have to pay a lawyer, and some of those are regular ongoing fees and some of those are one-time fees, but you have to include every single thing in there. And then you have to include your biography, and if you have advisors or boards of advisors or a couple of people that are helping you, it's really important to include them in the business plan because it gives you credibility. Your background, the background of the people that are going to help you launch this business. So that's your business plan, and you can see from what I said, it really, you can put the whole thing together in probably 8 to 10 pages. And that includes your financials. It's a big aha moment sometimes when you put together a business plan, and you may, especially when you do the competitive analysis and the marketing analysis or the market size, you may say at the end of that step, this is crazy. I can't compete in this market. I'm not different enough. The prices aren't going to work for me. I'm going to go in a different direction. All right, so you've created your legal entity and you got your business plan. Now you got to create some infrastructure to your business. And that, again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of starting from day one with good accounting discipline. You can do QuickBooks. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but you have to have it, and it should be there day one. You want to make sure you get all of your licenses, permits. Even if you're operating out of your home, you actually have to have a license to do that, and you have to pay tax on any equipment that you buy for your business, even if you're working out of your home. If you have to prepare a contract, if you're going to do any kind of work for anybody, you better have a contract in place. Get those things up and done before you hire or get your first client. And then you want to do a personal budget and list all of your current financial resources. And this goes back to How much money do I need to pull out of this business? You won't know that if you don't do a personal budget. You know, what do I need to live on? Am I going to spend 100% of my time doing this so that I don't have any other income? And if so, how much do I need to make every single month to pay my bills? So now you got your business, it's launched, you need some money. And I know everything you've read and everything you've heard, they're always going to tell you the very first step is to go to friends and family, and there's a reason for that. If your friends and family won't invest in you, a stranger will not. I mean, that's just a given. So when we say friends and family, we don't mean, you know, the kid you went to high school with who's living paycheck to paycheck. We mean people that have the wherewithal. They may be friends of friends, but they're people that have the ability to take the risk and lose the money. This has to be a very legal, binding agreement between you and the person. I don't care if it's your boss. I can't stress enough that it has to be very well outlined in whatever offering memorandum you put out that there is a real risk to them losing their money 100%. You know, how much equity are you willing to give to these people? So let's say you need $100,000 to launch your business, but you really don't want to give up 51% of your business. You want to control the business. Then you've got to structure this offering memorandum to your friends and family so that they're not going to get, you don't want more than $40,000 of their money or $49,000 of the money. You're going to lose control. So you have to sort of think through all of that when you go trying to get money from friends and family. The thing is, you should treat them like any other official investor and provide them with regular updates. What a lot of funders are going to do is they're going to say, the first question they may have is, well, how much money have you put in? How much skin in the game do you have? And that's sort of no matter what. Even if you go to the SBA, the first thing they're going to ask you is, well, how much have you put in personally? So you have to sort of do that first. You do that sort of at the same time you're maybe going out to friends and family. And credit cards are a good resource for starting a business. You just want to make sure that you know the terms of them. A lot of them, when you're launching, they may ask for personal guarantees. This is where you want to actually have a structure that's not a sole proprietorship because you don't want to take that risk personally. And you want to try to find credit cards that aren't going to ask for personal guarantees. And they are out there, even for startups. So that's also a way you can finance the business while you're getting all of this information ready for your friends and family to invest all this money.